Okay, so the first thing you'll need is a notebook. I got this one from Poundland. Really love this. It's hardback and lined. I really wish I picked up another one. This is some wrapping paper that I also got from Pound World. Really love this. So you also need a pair of scissors and a glue stick. So the first thing I'm going to do is just see how much paper I'm going to need and then cut a strip off. So I'm just applying some Pritt Stick all over the front cover first. Just to let you know guys, I did use PVA glue the first time round when trying this, and it really didn't work because this wrapping paper was quite thin and it just created the most horrible bubbles underneath and really dulled the look of the paper. And so I chose the Pritt Stick because it kept the gloss of the paper, and there were far less bubbles when I was finishing up. So really, if you were going to choose anything, I would recommend Pritt Stick, especially for thin wrapping paper. So I'm just smoothing as much of those bubbles out as I can, and actually using a Pritt Stick made this bit a lot easier. As you can see, there's a few there, but I'm telling you, with the PVA it was like there were loads of wrinkles. So I'm literally now going to cut around the paper so that I can glue it to the sides of the book. So I'm just doing little kind of triangle shapes here on the edge. It kind of resembles like when you're wrapping a present. So just snipping the corners. And just making sure that the paper is going to be nice and neat once you fold them in onto the book cover. And so once you finish that, I'm going to add some more glue to the edges of the book so I can stick those side flaps down. And excuse those red dots that are on my bed. I had a mishap with a red paint pot and it landed all over my covers. I was just going to put some protective sheeting down and then the pot kind of exploded, so ignore that splodges on the bed. Okay, so I'm just glued those sides down, so that's how they look when you've finished. Really quite neat. So now I've flipped over and I'm just showing you here, you know, really get the sides down on the back as well, on the spine. And then the sides, there was this kind of ridge there, so I'm just making sure the paper's fully firmly pushed in, smoothing that all out. So, sorry, I've added glue to the other side already, so I'm just smoothing it down. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side, cutting off how much I need, and then I'm going to do those same kind of triangle cuts to make the flaps. And I'll just whiz past that. And I'm sorry guys, I don't know what happened to the footage of this. This is just, you know, where I'm tucking the paper inside the spine there. So just save a little piece when you're cutting those flaps to just stick in that and make it look really neat. So sticking these edges down. And what I didn't notice before is, do you see the page that is sticking right up on the other side? That is actually like maybe what you would call a title page, so there were no lines on it. It's just, and it was perfect to just glue down to that hard cover, and it just made it look really seamless. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but as I closed it, it kind of stuck to it, and when I opened it again, you just didn't even see where I did those flaps. It really looks professional, and that's how it should look once you've finished sticking your paper down. So to add a bit of pizzazz to the front and to obviously personalize it a bit, I've just gone and made this tag, and this was really simple to make. All I did was I grabbed a gift tag. These were from Poundland, so they're just plain, and then to zhuzh it up a bit, you know, my favorite gems were these adhesive gems, also from Poundland, and I just stuck them all around the sides, no problem at all, because they're already self-adhesive. Then I just grabbed a marker, and on this one I wrote diary, but of course here you could write your name, you could write the person's name that you're giving it to, you could put, it could be a subject book, so you could put maths or English here, anything really. This is how you make it your own, so I thought that was really cute. So now I'm just going to take some glue and stick this down. I found that the Pritt stick worked relatively well. The bit that is punched, so the bit that where you would put a piece of ribbon to stick it down, it was kind of raised. It still stayed, but I guess in hindsight maybe I would have used the hot glue gun, but it worked fine, it hasn't come off. And there is your first piece of stationery. So the next piece, I've just grabbed this old clipboard. It's kind of a little bit worse for wear, but I didn't want to throw it away, so I just thought I'd add it to this. And because I liked this print so much and I wanted to keep it kind of in the same kind of family, I just cut this some of the roses out from this paper. And so now I'm just going in with these. These are actually manicure scissors that I bought from Poundland. They were in a set, so I just took this set out to just use specifically for my craft work, because it's really good at getting those finer details, so I just keep it for decoupage. And so these are the flowers cut out, and so now I'm going to stick these down also with the Pritt stick. You can use PVA for this, some people use Mod Podge, and if you don't know what decoupage is, just comment down below and I'll be happy to put a video on my channel. So once you've added the glue, you can stick this down, and so with decoupage you would then go over the entire piece or the bits that you were sticking with Mod Podge or PVA watered down, and then it would give it, it would seal it and protect it and just have a finishing coat to it. You can also use a protective spray. The one I mentioned that I have is from, oh gosh, I forgot the name of the shop. When I remember it, I'll put it in the video. And that bit I was showing you before was where the board has kind of been bent, so it's got a little ridge in the middle. So I just took my bling gems and I'm putting them across the section that was bent so that you can't see it. And it also looks as though I was going for a straight line, and then I went wrong, but I honestly didn't. This first section, the line was straight, and then the other side, I wish I'd showed you up close, was kind of wiggly, so I just followed the line basically. So that's why it looks a bit weird, but you get what I mean with the gems anyway. And also obviously I wouldn't have put them here if I didn't have that bend in the cardboard. You could put these gems all the way around as a border. That would look really sweet. And so that's what it looks like when you're finished. And just to show you what it would look like, I just grabbed an old notepad and I'm just sticking it there just to show you. And that's your second piece of stationery complete. So for your third piece of stationery, I decided to do these lovely pens. So this first one has this gorgeous little crystal bow. The second pen, I decided to bejewel and bedazzle with these gorgeous beads and ribbon. And the third is this blinged out pencil with name tag. So these beads, this first set of bows, I actually picked up from eBay, really inexpensive. They were under £1 for this packet, and these beads came from a set that my daughter received for Christmas, a beading set, so I just nabbed those. So all I did, really simple, grabbed one of those bows, and I apologize that the pen is not the same as the one I showed, but I'm just showing that you could, you know, do it to any pen. So I just grabbed my Bostik glue, adding some to the back of the bow, and as you can see, these are nice because they're flat backed, and they're actually called flat backed gems. So that's what you would type into eBay if you're looking for these. And what I like about this glue is that it gives you time to kind of maneuver. It doesn't set immediately like hot glue or super glue would. So if you don't align it right, you can have time to move it, and it's as simple as that. That's your first one done. So for the pencil, I just grabbed those mini gems again, and I love these because they're in a mix of the 3 colours, and they're self-adhesive too, so you just peel and stick, which are fab. I love these. So I just added 3 strips here going round the top of the pencil. Those are the gems, look really pretty. And for the name tag, these are just the planner stickers from Pound World, sorry, and I think you get 3 sheets in a pack, which is really good. And so I'm just taking a black Sharpie, and in this one I wrote my name. And so because the Sharpie pretty much dries instantly, they're just great to work with. And you just take it and you stick it on the pencil. Simple as that. Now obviously, because this is a sticker, the edges over time may start to roll up. So to prevent that, I just made sure I stuck it really well down first, but you could also go over this with a top coat of some sort just to seal it in and make it become kind of like what do I want to say, water repellent, and make those edges lay flat. So for your third pen, I'm just using some of this satin ribbon. This was from Pound World, £1 for these 4 big spools, which I thought was really good. And so I'm just measuring first how much of it I'm going to need. So once you snip a piece off, You're then going to glue it to the top of the pen. Okay, first I'm choosing which beads I'm going to use. And so the first one, I think you call these spacer beads. Kind of looks like a little gold donut. For the next one on top of that, this kind of diamond glass looking bead. They're not glass though, they're plastic. And then because I couldn't find a pearl, I just picked this diamond shaped one, which is really pretty. And so yeah, you just glue the top of the ribbon to the pen. And then you add another dab of glue to the top of that to put your first bead down. Now in hindsight, I think for this I would have preferred to use hot glue just so it could just stick straight away. With this one I had to kind of let it set, and so it was a bit shaky, but yeah, I would advise hot glue for this one. So I'm just going to add another bit of glue to the top of that spacer bead. And then you stick the clear one on top. Like so. Pretty, no? And to finish off the end, because I didn't have the pearl bead, which kind of had like a loop at the top, I had to take this spacer bead and put it there first so that the other one could have something to adhere to. So now I'm just putting a bit of glue in the center of that spacer bead to then attach the diamond shaped bead, because as you can see, it's just a sharp point and didn't really have anything to hang it through. I hope that makes sense. And so that is your third pen done. I think this is my favorite out of all the pens. It looks so expensive. So here are all your stationery bits complete, and I think this would make a really lovely gift to give to a friend or even a colleague. I just think it's so lovely, and obviously you can use any kind of design, I was about to say wallpaper then, any sort of stationery paper that you choose. So there's lots of wrapping paper that you could do. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you try out any, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.